Good morning, YouTube. I hope everybody's having a great day. We just had our breakfast and our coffee, and we're headed out for today's adventures. If you're new to the channel, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Dan.
And together we're Compass Roadz. Our channel is about our full-time RV living and the adventures that we go on.
And today's journey is going to take us to Broadmoor Seven Falls in Colorado Springs. And we're excited to go there because we saw it online and it looked fantastic. It's supposed to be 186 feet long falls. And what we know is that it is privately owned, and so it is considered an attraction. It was purchased by the Broadmoor estate several years ago, and admission for adults is $16. However, they do have a special for senior citizens and military personnel for only $13.25. There are other prices for children and everything. We're going to put a link to their website in the description below.
So the good thing about this adventure is we got to sleep in today because the falls don't open up until 10 a.m. We're actually going to get there a little bit early, but before we get there, we're actually going to stop and get another coffee because you can never have too much coffee. It's the nectar of the gods. So with that being said, we're going to pull in here and get our next coffee, and we'll see you at the falls.
Well, we finally got in line. We got here fairly early, just before it opened up, but there are already people here and the shuttle buses are running. We are scheduled to get on a shuttle bus to take us to the ticket center. We're only, it looks like maybe 2 or 3 small shuttle buses away, but there's a lot of, here are the shuttle buses right now, so we'll probably be getting on. But yeah, you can see how quickly the line back there, we never had to stand in that line, ended up getting. And we're gonna see all the clouds and the mountains.
He's gonna wipe down before he lets anybody else on.
So one nice thing about Seven Falls during coronavirus is they are wiping down the bus because they took the last passengers down, and we're okay with that. So we're gonna let him do his job, and we'll see if we get on this bus. I think it'll be probably that second bus right over there, but we'll get down there eventually. Almost time. Okay, so we're on the bus and kind of gave you a preview of what the bus is, how many they're carrying. They're only carrying 7 passengers on a bus that would normally carry 16.
So half capacity, and they stagger you out. We got put in the back. We're at the back of the bus.
Yeah, they put us in a corner.
Nobody puts Kevin in a corner.
But we're on our way over there. The bus ride is only supposed to be like maybe 5 minutes long, and we'll be getting through. We have to keep our masks on while we're in here, and we'll find out what other mask restrictions they do have for us when we do get on the trail itself, and how they space us apart. It does look like they wiped down the bus every time they came back to pick up more passengers, so they're taking a lot of extra efforts to try to contain the coronavirus.
Yeah, what he said. Yeah.
We'll talk to you in a few minutes when we get there.
Yeah.
All right, so the bus just dropped us off,
And now we just.
and
Is that the way
it
we go?
says we follow the little trail over to the ticket booth. So we're gonna do that. It actually seemed like more of a 10-minute ride than 5-minute ride, but maybe with traffic. You see a lot of nice things along the way. Earlier we was talking about the Broadmoor Hotel. It's got 710 rooms in it, and that happens to be the location of The Shining. So we're going to see if we can actually fit that into our schedule and try to go check that out. But right now, we're going to focus on Seven Falls. And Kevin said he's going to count the steps. Oh. That is Washington's profile. Do you see it?
Yeah, I'm waiting for you. It's right here on the end. That's look at his forehead. It looks like he's facing that way, right?
Yeah.
Like his chin's on this thing. But I wasn't thinking.
All right. Station called Wrestling Bears. And that is right up there. I don't know if you can see it. It's the right of the two protrusions up there. Looks like two bears wrestling. And they do have a zip line course that goes through.
It's like groundhogs or
Groundhogs wrestling.
something like that. One of them looks like a hippo. It doesn't look like a bear.
They even have an elevator. All right. Well,
No, I don't need to count the steps. Because it already says.
well,
The
look,
Eagle's Nest.
you got out of there.
Huh?
185 steps to the Eagle's Nest. Take your time, use handrails. Halfway to the top, hang in there. Whew. Well, you ready? Alright. Might go a little slower this half. Burning calories. All right. Yeah. Yeah. It's not the steps. It's the elevation.
No, it's the steps.
This is the Devil's Rest area.
This is where you go when you drink a lot of beer and eat a lot of nachos. This is what it does to you. Like right there.
So close. It's just up there, but our energy level to get those few steps, it's right there right now.
It's COVID weight.
No smoking. Who could walk up here
And smoke.
and try to smoke?
It's a metal effect.
Alright. Tree. It grew down from the mountain and it realized it was headed the wrong direction and went back up.
Mine's telling you you're out of shape.
Yeah.
Come that far. What's the
And the elevation at the steps is
Did you say 6,600?
6,660.
That makes sense.
The Devil's Rest area. Pull that up on here.
You ready?
Oh. 6,000. Oh, just drop it. Yep, there it is. Well, teetering between 6,600, 90, 80, and 60. All right. Let's move on.
You ready?
Yeah. Here's where we started from. They did have another stop in between, but it's not that we're out of shape, although we are, but these are simple steps that the thin air up here makes you breathe harder. There we go. We're almost at cloud level. It's right there. We walked up that road. Down there's the bottom of the steps that we did. Okay, those are the falls. A little smaller than Niagara, but I used to enjoy the falls. It's all downhill, so you can actually enjoy it. Here's some information. Now, Seven Falls actually consists of 7 distinct falls. And they're a tiered waterfall, broken into smaller distinctive falls. It is the only waterfall in Colorado to make National Geographic's list of international waterfalls. So, at the top, at number 1, you've got Ramona Falls, named for Helen Hunt Jackson's novel Ramona, a fan waterfall that stays in contact with the underlying rock, flowing smoothly. Number 2 is Feather Falls, named for its appearance, a cascade waterfall that flows an angle over the granite. Number 3 is Bridal Veil Falls, again named for its appearance, and it's a horse trail waterfall that sprays outward as it descends the rock face and drops into a punch bowl, a deep pool. Number 4 is Shorty Falls, named for its short drop. It's a plunge waterfall as the water free falls without coming into contact with the underlying rock. Number 5 is Hull Falls, named after the 1880s owner of Seven Falls, naturalist James Hull. 2 is a Horsetail Fall. And number 6 is Weimer Falls, named after the second owner of Seven Falls. Number 7 is Hill Falls, named after the third owner of Seven Falls, Texas oilman Al Hill. So at least all the owners got their different names into the falls. And it also has a picture of what it looks at night with it all lit up. All right, so total, it cascades 181 feet down a granite cliff, which forms the Seven Falls.
Okay, thank you. Actually, this is the first. That's the first one. That's the music. I also have one. Mommy.
Now we go up
And they got a little gift store up here. So you could take the elevator. Are we? All right. So they do have a lot of seating around here because you will have to take breaks as you hike through. And this is the bottom of the falls. This looks steeper than...
And longer.
Yeah. But everybody's in line to go up. How many steps was the last one?
185.
185. This one has 224. It's another 39.
Still comparing, just not doing anything.
I'll let you hold the camera.
Oh, I forgot.
Some hand sanitizer for the handrail. So it looks like they got two-way traffic on this step, and they start you off sort of like when they close down a lane in the road. You know, let so many people go through one way. You wait and turn around and come back down again. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to take us all the way up to the top and then walk us back down again. Right. The bottom one is Hill Falls. There's Weimer Falls. Yeah. Another horsetail waterfall. This pipe that supports the step actually reminds me of the pipes used for making roller coasters. You can just set a spell. Oh, we're so close. All right, let's go up.
You know, just wait.
Halfway to the top. Hang in there.
That one is Shorty Falls. It's a plunge waterfall. I think this is the longest stretch. Oh, we got a straightaway. Yes. We are. That's the Eagle's Nest over there. That's where we were at the first part. So we're higher than that. All right, these final steps are just made of stone. There's only a few. Take us to the top. Oops. And this little stream is what feeds the falls.
That'll make you rethink what you eat for lunch. Sure, that's where we were at.
There's the Eagle's Nest over there.
Yeah, so 409 steps later, up two different, what do you call them, climbs, two different paths. We took the elevator down from the one with 185 steps because there were still people coming up and they're very narrow stairs, so we decided to take the elevator down. But 409 steps, pretty much vertical, makes you rethink what you're going to eat for lunch.
That's right.
And rethink your fitness goals because, yeah, we need to get back in shape.
And it's not like 409 steps at sea level. You got to remember the air is very thin up here. So actually, let me take a look at what our elevation is up here.
Eagle's Nest is at like, well, we weren't even at the top yet, and it was like 6,660.
Yeah. Right now it's 6,730 feet in elevation. So really it's not just because we're out of shape and maybe not as athletic, but it also is because of the thin air that's up here. It's very thin.
It's in there, and we're on the 3rd stage of Fluffy, so yeah, it has to do with both. But I will have to say it has to do more with our fitness level than it does the air quality.
Yeah. But the
And
bus,
wearing a mask.
and wearing a mask in the process too. We could take it off when we're up here. But one thing we did hear from the bus driver, he says when new people come here, he recommends aspirin all the time and hydrating with water, because it doesn't feel like you're thirsty, but you need to just drink to hydrate yourself.
So what
aspirin always helps.
So, you know, what did we do? We went to, what was the name of that place? The coffee place we went to?
The coffee place, it was Inertia.
Inertia Coffee. Veteran owned by 2 Navy veterans. Really cool coffee. We'll put like a copy of their sticker. I bought a sticker, 99 cents to help promote their store, because it was actually a pretty cool place.
And we'll even link them down to the bottom.
Absolutely.
So
look in the description for that.
Very friendly staff there. So if you are here, it's on your way to the Broadmoor, and just check it out.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, we've been cleared to go down. What they do is they have one person up on top. He monitors the situation. He's in walkie-talkie contact with the person downstairs. And after the last person has reached the top of the stairs, all right. Now we'll go down the hill.
I think it's still trying to connect to your phone.
Oh.
After 40 minutes, I requested.
I know, I was like just thinking about that. I'm like, sorry, I'm just taking it in. Quite the scenery. It really is. Absolutely gorgeous here. A little squirrely. You're doing so well, honey. Oh, now look at this wonderful home. Yeah, I guess I didn't have enough time to see it when I was coming up. I was huffing and puffing. Great truck. Look at how high we were. Oh, I know.
At least we came early.
At least we came early?
Yeah.
That was key. That was definitely key coming early.
Look at it.
What is it? Oh yeah, big fish. Those trout? Those trout?
And
And we have reached the bottom. Thank you. We actually have Kevin had to make a quick stop to the latrines here. And if you look on top, what's interesting and RV related, look how they're cooling the restrooms. They're using Dometic RV air conditioners in there. That was cool. Looks like he's in line inside. Let's see if he comes out. Huh? Looks like he's got little private closets in there. It's kind of nice. I'm not going to go in there. There's a little porta potty earlier. A lot of room in those handicap ones if you can find one of them. And like I said, they are practicing social distancing everywhere. They've got hand sanitizers everywhere. So you can go ahead and always constantly wash your hands. We just missed somebody doing zip lining. I didn't have the camera on, but I'm going to keep it on just in case he's got a friend that's also going to do it and try to capture that.
They have many different zip line posts. There's one over there, and then there's one up there. I think you zip line your way down.
That would be cool. There was a brochure that I got regarding the zip linings. We have to discuss if we're going to try that or not.
I don't know if I'm going to do it here. I would rather do it across the gorge.
True. Yep. Gotta look forward to the gorge.
You're going to have to support me when I go across because I'm going to be definitely afraid of zip lining across the gorge.
I hear another one. It sounds like they're braking. They don't want to go too fast. Could be their first time. All right, you see people on the platform. One guy has already gone ahead and launched through. He was kind of excited. Here comes another one. First, we're in front of the trees. Let's see. There she is. No. She was the quiet one.
They would have crossed
Are
the
they
other
yours?
three.
No,
No,
no.
but we heard them go across the first line. The first one screamed, the other ones are...
All right, we've come to the Three Amigos, and if you can see, there's the Three Amigos up there. It does. But that's the Three Amigos.
So we just finished the falls. We just now got back into the truck. So we thought that we'd give you a recap of how everything went down. So we opted, so you have to wait in line, and then you get on a shuttle bus, and it takes you out. It's probably, what you think, 6 miles, 7 miles?
About that. It was almost 10 minutes.
Because you're going through all these side roads, you got to wait at stop signs and stoplights and whatnot. Anyways, you get out there, they let you off, and you take this little path, and then you finally get to where the ticket counter's at. So also at the ticket counter, which like Dan said earlier, that it was $13.25 for seniors or military. Us being both retired military, we got our tickets for $13.25 a piece. But you can also pay an extra $2, and you can take the tram from that building. Well, actually, it's a little bit further up at the roundabout. There's a little waiting area. You can actually take the tram from there all the way up to where the two falls, or the two climbs are at. I recommend, if you're older and slightly physically impaired, I would take that, because that's going to be a long walk, and you're still going up a slight grade of an incline. But once you get there, then the climb really starts. But on one, to get to the Eagle's Nest though, they actually, you can get up there even if you're in a wheelchair. They actually have an elevator at the bottom, and you don't have to climb all 185 steps to get to the Eagle's Nest at the top. You can take the elevator down. We took the stairs all the way up, but we did not take, we took the stairs up, but we took the elevator down because we still had one more climb to do, and that was over by the falls.
And there is no elevator for the falls, so be ready for that. That was 224 steps.
Yep.
And the tramway really only goes 0.8 miles, so less than a mile, and it's really a road driveway that has a slight incline, like Kevin said, up to the bottom of the falls where the gift shop is, and both the Eagle's Nest and the falls. So that's where the tram takes you if you just don't want to walk that extra portion. But it was good to get out there before, and at least after we've been doing all that climbing, it was downhill from there.
And the cool thing about it on the way up there though is that there's some small little attractions, and they have little signs that point to certain things. I think we highlighted a few of them in our video. We didn't stop at every one of them, but you can stop on your walk up there, and the tram I don't think stops. I think that it keeps going. I never saw it stop. So if you take the tram, I think it goes all the way up. But don't take my word for that. I mean, I'm sure if you ask, like, hey, can we stop and see here, the tram would stop, but I think everybody would probably have to be on the same page that's on the tram. It was pretty cool to get up there. It was a little overcasty at the top. Once we got to the top of where the Seven Falls was, there was another trail that we did not opt to do, and it was only a mile long, which was a half mile out to Helen Hunt Jackson's inspiration point, where she wrote, what was the poem she wrote? Or was
Ramona?
It Ramona. So it was only a half mile there and a half mile back, so it was a mile round trip, but it said on there that it was an hour long, and last time I checked, a mile usually takes about 10 to 12 minutes to complete even walking. So I'm assuming it was a little rugged terrain. I don't know if it was, but there was a lot of people going out there, so we opted not to take that trail.
We were just exhausted at the time, so
we're not gonna lie, we're on the third stage of Fluffy. We were huffing and puffing when we got to the top, which was kind of cool, because when we got to the top, we had to wait. Why did we have to wait though?
Well, the way that works for just the stairway up to the falls, it's single line, but they allow people to go up the falls or up the stairways all the way, and then they stop traffic at the bottom. They've got a park ranger up at top that's got a walkie-talkie, and it's sort of like when you've gone through these detours where they've got road construction and they only have one lane of traffic, and then they stop one flow, they let the other flow go through. When it's done, they let the other flow go through. And so we got up there and we had to wait for them to turn that the people coming up the stairs off so we could go down.
So it was a welcome break. Going down was, I'm not gonna lie, if you have bad knees, you're gonna feel the downward climb too, because I mean, you're not vertical, but you're going, it's a pretty steep, if you look at the thumbnail to this video, if you zoom in on it, if you can, you'll see the stairs, the people on this kind of blend in with the colors of the rocks, but those were very steep stairs, and I was kind of glad that we got behind the slower people on the second one. They were a little bit older than us, but I welcomed that as well, because we got to go slow, but they didn't move too slow because we were still winded by the time we got it to the top.
One thing I want to say about the falls is, I guess I was kind of disappointed that it wasn't a large falls like you would expect waterfalls to be, but what made Seven Falls unique is it is 7 different falls in one pattern that go down there, and they described the different types of falls that they had. One was a fan, one was a horse tail, one was a whisk fall, and they explain the different of the 7, and they're labeled along the way, so when you're actually climbing up, you actually see the sign and you can see what type of fall that is and how it leads from one fall to the next.
So it is August 3rd, so it's a little hot and drier. The falls are more like a trickle, I thought. I still love being up there. So far since we've been in Colorado, that's been my favorite attraction so far, because when you just walk up there, you feel like you're in Switzerland or something, like you're on the Alps or something. But when you get to the falls, I was kind of like, wow, wow, wow. That wasn't really falls, it was more like a trickle. I think that after the spring, when the snow's melting and you really get the rush of the water coming down, sorry, this is a bumpy road, they must be doing a lot of construction here, but I would say probably go, if you can, around May, early part of June. I would think that the flow of the falls would probably be a little bit better then.
And one thing I noticed from the website is they have a picture of the falls and it's all in different multi-colors. I saw the lights up there, but they weren't on. And because they're only open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Thursday through Monday, I don't see when they actually turn it on, unless it's like winter time, that when it gets dark early that they have them on, unless they've got special events that they do at night during the course of the year.
We're actually going to call them and find out if this is just a COVID thing because of the pandemic, that the less staff, that's why they close it at 8, because I think that the falls, if they're well lit up, they might, you know, during the summer and you have sunlight until 9:30, I would think that they would probably have it going a little bit later. But due to the COVID pandemic, I think that maybe that's why they're not staying open past 6.
One thing that we didn't know when we got there was there's actually a restaurant. Now, it was closed due to COVID, but it did look relatively large, where you could have a nice lunch if you wanted to. And actually, they had a lot of seating along the way. Of course, you've got an incline and you're doing a lot of climbing, so you probably need that, and that was very welcome. But it was nice to see it all decorated up, sort of like an amusement park.
And one of the last things I'm going to talk about, and Dan laughed at me because I had to use the restrooms when we came out, but they're kind of like portable restrooms. It wasn't a porta potty per se, it was like a building, but that was the most bougie porta potty thing. It had sconces in it. I had never seen a porta potty with a sconce in it, and it was nice. I had a hand dryer in there. It was pretty nice. So that was, to me, I thought was kind of unusual. I've never seen anything like that. I made him go in and check it out because I was like, you're not going to believe it. They got sconces on the wall for lighting in this porta potty.
And how did we notice they were air conditioned?
Oh, yes. Once again, going back to the full-time RV life, the air conditioners that are on top of RVs, it was on there. They had 2 Dometic air conditioners on top of this little bitty building shack. Now, it still has some of the same features that porta potties have. Not that I want to talk about it too much, but the aroma in there, not good.
Not good.
The aroma did not match the inside of the way that thing looked at all.
They needed some happy camper down there.
Yeah, they did.
But we also wanted to do a shout out to Inertia Coffee this morning. That coffee was fantastic, and I do believe they were Navy veterans.
They were 2 Navy veterans that own that coffee shop, and they give military discount as well. We didn't know, they just offered it. I guess they saw the haircuts. I'm like, oh, are you military? And then they said that they were veterans, and they were 2 Navy veterans. So shout out to Inertia Coffee. I'm gonna put a picture of the sticker. I bought a sticker for 99 cents from their store. Just because I thought that they're really cool. They gave us tips and tricks and some other things to do around here as well.
And we'll also put a link of their website down in the description below as well.
So thank you for coming along on our journey. And once again, we're Compass Roadz, and we'll see you later.